Okay, listen, we're hoping for good news with the Lions, and I think especially on the defensive side. Now, I will admit there are people that are starting to come around and say, you know what, Ben Johnson isn't necessarily doing the right things, or maybe it's Jared Goff. We're not really sure what's going on with the offense right now. But I have a couple of things for you. In this video, we're going to talk about a new unexpected starter. It kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time, I'll explain to you how it wasn't necessarily a new thing on my brain. It just had been so long I forgot about it. So we have a new unexpected starter. That's exactly what we want. And you know what? I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right to that. And I want to get your comment on this. Like, where are you on this news that Ife Atu Melifonwu has taken the starting job in the Lions secondary until further notice? Now, what we're going to do in this video, we're going to talk about how well he played against Chicago. He was one of the best players on our team in that game. And we're going to go back and we're going to talk about how he played well earlier in the year when Kirby Joseph was hurt. And the interesting thing here is that he was playing kind of the Tracy Walker role. I thought maybe he would come in for Kirby Joseph because I felt like Kirby's been struggling. But anyways, and he did struggle in the last game. So let's get to the article, what it said, because we want to give him credit, all right? And this is Sideline Report. And let's first get a quote from Aaron Glenn. So he spoke to the media on Wednesday, and here's what he said. He said, "We just thought that this week, that this was the week to give him, Melifonwu, a chance to go out there and start and see how he did," Glenn said. And here's what he thought. He goes, "I think he did a pretty good job. Listen, it's his first time starting in a while, and there were some mistakes in there, just like any other player. But I think he did a pretty good job. And we're going to continue to move in that direction to see how he do." All right, or does. I don't know if that was a typo or what that was. So here's the thing that if he does, that not a lot of other players can do, or at least he's going to do it better than Tracy Walker, is he's going to bring some size. He's 6'3", he's 210 pounds. If you remember with Melifonwu, we drafted him out of Syracuse. He was a corner, and we thought he was going to be a man corner. We took him in the third round, and then it didn't happen that first year. He moved to safety. He didn't really look great at safety last year, but when he got in and he was able to play safety this year, he did really well. All right, he actually did really, really well. He actually had, and I'll talk about this in a second, in week 3 against the Falcons, and then week 4, he was the 4th highest PFF graded player on the Detroit Lions defense. And when he played this week, it was no different. He was the 4th highest graded player. So he's started 3 games this year, and in every game that he's started, he's graded out as the 4th highest player. All right, the 3 that were ahead of him, and this just tells you what's going on with our defense. Our highest graded player against the Bears was Jalen Reeves-Maybin, followed by John Kaminsky, followed by Kendall Vildor. Boop. All right, like that is, and then Melifonwu, and then Romeo Okwara, and then finally at 6 we get to Jack Campbell. Where are the stars? All right, like these players that were supposed to be good for us at the beginning of the year. Kirby Joseph graded out as the 15th. Aiden Hutchinson, 16th best player. Josh Paschal, 17. Jerry Jacobs, 18. Malcolm Rodriguez, 20. Alex Anzalone, the worst player on the field against the Bears. 29 was his grade. That is atrocious. He had the best game against the Bears a few weeks ago of the season, and then he had the worst game. But this isn't about Alex Anzalone. What I love about Melifonwu is you can bring him up into the box if you need to. Kirby Joseph loves playing that deep kind of free roaming safety role. You can bring Melifonwu into the box. He goes well and plays well against the run. So that's one area that he can play well. But also, if you need him to match up against a tight end, he has the size to match up against a tight end. He has the size to get a running back coming out of the backfield. He has the speed to chase down the quarterback. Like, there are so many things about him that I really, really like. And he's a guy who hasn't been that atrocious, especially this year. This year, he is playing at a high level. So it is time for him to play. He needs to get playing time. And I remember back in week 3 and 4, I was just like, he's playing well. And then, of course, Kirby Joseph came back in for him. But Kirby Joseph thing is that he's a playmaker. Like, he produces turnovers. He gets interceptions. But he hasn't been doing that. So maybe now, and maybe part of the problem was that he was playing next to Tracy Walker. Because Tracy Walker he's not going to get his nose in there, get dirty. He's going to try, but he just can't do it. His body limits him in some ways. So, and of course he's coming off the Achilles. But Melifonwu, you can be confident in what he's doing against the run game. In fact, this year his tackling grade is over an 80 on PFF. Like, he's one of the best tacklers on the team. According to, and PFF, it's like, hey, he had the opportunity to have a tackle. How well did he do the tackle, right? Did he stop him in his tracks? Did he bring him back after the point of contact? Did the runner get more yards afterwards? Sorry, just had popcorn right there. All right, so like, this is a move that just absolutely makes sense to me and something they have to change. Here's the problem. The defense is still broke. The defense is still broke. And I'm going to tell you why the defense is broke. I'm going to read you some tackling grades from last week against the Bears. All right. 28, Bugs. 30, Benito Jones. Thank you, interior defensive line. Wow. Kirby Joseph, 26. Aiden Hutchinson, 24. Josh Paschal, 24. Jerry Jacobs, 34. Alex Anzalone, 48. These are garbage grades. Half the defense couldn't tackle. Then the other half of the defense could. Cam Sutton, 77. Brian Branch, 79. Jack Campbell, 82. Iffy, 80. Kendall Vildor, 77. Kaminsky, 71. Jalen Reeves-Maben, 73. What's going on? As far as I know, the same guy's coaching the same two people. And what's absolutely crazy to me is you have these younger players that are seemingly almost regressing as the season goes on. And they're not that second year. Unlike Bugs, you reward him with a contract after he proved in a 1-year prove-it deal, he proved to be a good player, and then he can barely get on the field unless it's an absolute necessity because the coaching staff is tired of him. They're fed up with him. All right, it's just absolute craziness to me. So a couple things on the defense, along with Melifonwu. Expect to see a little more of Broderick Martin this week, just out of necessity because we have Bugs and Jones, and that's it on the inside. Expect to see Broderick Martin play 15 snaps or so, 12 to 15 snaps. But I like this move. I think this one makes sense. It's hard to get excited about these things, but it's great to see a third-round pick starting to play like a third-round pick. The talent was always there. We knew it was. And now it's starting to happen. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Go Lions. See you on the next one.